Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Boone here from EWPRO. Getting straight into the weekly outlook, looking at the DXY on the daily. Like I've been mentioning for a long time, there's two scenarios here. This is either the wave Z down, or we look at it as an A, B, C, which is my preferred way I was looking at it. And then we get the A, B, C. So this may come down to that 100 fib here, or around this trend line. H4, I was looking for a wave Z up to finish off this wave C on the higher time frame. Now it's this X2 has come into the territory of this X1, so more than likely we get more downside. I have to be sort of careful here. I was looking for like an A, B, C in here, and then an A, B, C before we got the larger Z up. It's fallen over. This still can be some sort of an A, B, C. I'd be more interested in the sell now to go and break the low. Yeah, so I was looking for that A, B, C up in here to finish off the B wave, and then an A, B, C. That didn't play out. We don't have any bullish divergence, so you could look for a bear hidden in here on the lower time frames against this top here, and then look for one down. If you got a nice move up here, a bear hidden, and then a sell set up, you could look for the sell. If you want to learn how to trade these hidden divergences, you'd have to join the group. I can't really go into it much here. AU on the daily, nothing's changed on the daily on this. You know, we're looking for that A, B, C up to that 100 fib. H4, I'm really looking for a correction. We can only buy this, but, you know, really like to see a correction, and then we can jump on it. Same as a H1, you know, we starting to get all this bearish divergence in here. So, you know, if you're trading flags and that up here, you're just scalping. You can only scalp it. I'd be more interested in waiting till we got some sort of a correction. And then I'd be looking for the buy. Any buy setup, I'd be looking for the buy after we got a correction. EU on the daily. So nothing's changed on this one either. On the daily, we're looking for that A, B, C. We had that bull hidden here, like I've mentioned. This can get up to that 100 fib. On the H4, very similar to AU. I was looking for another one down, like a WXY X2 and a Z down. We never got those Z downs or the Z waves on the majors. So now you can pretty much only buy it. You know, this X2's gone into the territory of X1. So according to Elliott, you know, this is over. H1, you'd be looking for a correction, some sort of a correction, maybe something like this. Over here, I'd be looking for a bull hidden. If you got any bull hidden in here, then I'd be looking for the buy. GU. So I was looking for that A, B, C, D, and a possibly E down here. That we rolled that out last week, but we got that A, B, and we're looking for that C up. And we get that extended wave in here, W, X, Y, X2, and Z up, like I showed last week. So you're looking for any buy setup. You wait for a correction and look for the buy. There's no bearish divergence, so again, I would be looking for a bull hidden in here, and then look for your buy setup. NU on the daily, nothing's changed on the daily. We're looking for that A, B, C. H4 again, we're sort of looking for another one down. I was looking for 1, 2, 3 up here, and then another one down for like a WXY, X2, a Z down, and then give us the upside. It's gone. So this was your trade. Take half off at that 100 pip and let the rest run. Now we're starting to get bearish divergence on the H1. You're getting a little flag here, you're just scalping these. We're getting that bearish divergence, so you're only scalping. You're really looking for a larger correction, a similar size to this over here, and then we can look for another one up. GY, this one's really taken off. It's gone further than I thought. I was looking at that A, B, C up to the 100 pip. It's gone straight through that 100 pip. So, yeah. Internally, we got this like W, X, Y. So you really have to wait for an X2 and then the Z up. Yeah, we need to wait for a correction, a similar size over here. Yeah, that's the safest way. I wouldn't be jumping in on it up here. There is no bearish divergence. We do have a cross in here, so I would be looking for a bull hidden in here, and you could possibly trade it just to go and break the top again, and then more than likely we'll start to get the larger correction. UY on the daily. So there is, I'm sort of only looking for the sell. This one isn't playing the game. I was looking for that A, B, C in here and give us some sort of a flat, and then give an A, B, C before we get an A, B, C. The second scenario is a little bit more complicated that I haven't really gone into on YouTube, and that is that this top here gets broken. But you really only see that in the group. Why we can go into that. So we're getting all this bearish divergence in here on the H4. I'd still be looking at some sort of an A, a B, a C. If we got some sort of a flat in here, excuse me, and then a buy setup, then we could jump in on it. Until that really happens, it's going to be hard to buy, because we're already getting all that bearish divergence, and we're not getting ourselves set up. So yeah, if you're buying, you're just scalping. UCAD on the daily. So we're looking for a correction, a similar size to X1 over here in X2. Was sort of looking for an A, B, C up in here, and then we get an A, B, C finishing off that move like I've got it drawn, and then we can, any buy setup, we can start to load up for the buy for the wave Z up. There's been a couple of different scenarios here. This is just an A, B, C, and we get the A, B, C here. And that's what's it looks like happening. We didn't get this one up in here. So we're just getting that like A, B, C, possibly down to this 100 pip. I'd be more interested in looking for the buys. We're getting bullish divergence. you know, but yeah, it's sort of not fitting the price action. The reason I was looking for this, another one up in here, is because this here doesn't look like a B wave. So yeah, but we didn't get that one up. And yeah, we're starting to get that bullish divergence. So I'm more interested in a buy. We're starting to get the time factor here. So starting to get that time factor over here. So I'm really only looking for buys. Whenever this is finished in here, I'll be looking for a buy. Looking at the Swissy, looking at that A, B, C, just got down to that 100 pip. We got that bullish divergence. We don't have a bear hidden here. But like I've been mentioning, this is very slow. You know, it's not impulsive. On the H4, you can see what I was looking at. You know, we're looking at that A, B, and a C up as that expanding flat. And now we're starting to get downside. More than likely, that low will be broken. We don't have any bullish divergence in here, so you'd really be well, you'd be waiting for this wave in here to finish, and then you'd be looking for a larger correction like that over here, and then more downside. You could scalp this one. We don't have any bullish divergence, so I would be going down to the lower time frames, looking for a bear hidden in here, and looking for another one down. EG on the daily. This one finally started to go a couple of weeks ago, but we looking at that A, B, C. It can come down to this 100 fib. This was quite difficult when it was over here, because it was so slow. I was looking for a C down, but it was more corrective for another one up. It's finally started to go. So it has been quite difficult to trade this one. We sort of be looking at some sort of a W, X, Y, X2, and a Z down in here. H4 don't have any bullish divergence. We may have. No, we don't have any bullish divergence. Yeah, there's not much on the H4. You could sort of look at it as 1, 2, 3 in here. We get a flat in here, and then, you know, you could look for a sell. Or you could look for a hidden divergence here, bear hidden divergence in here, and then look for a sell. WTI, this one's quite difficult. I'm not sure if this is the low. That's the thing. We got this A, B, C in here as a flat, and then we got like an A, B, C breaking the low. We have all this bullish divergence, so really only looking for buys. The problem here is, you know, we didn't get a nice impulse up correction and then for upside. We don't have no cross up on the MACD. We don't have any trend line break, you know, nothing. This is looking corrective for possibly another one down. I was looking for this A, B, C, and then we get that A, B, C. I would have liked this to go a little bit higher, up to that 100 fib or up to this trend line, like I said last week, but it did fall over. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that this wave C already broke the ending point of wave A, so that's fine. Then I was looking for an A, B, C. to go and break this low. It started to go, but it never broke the low. So this is some sort of a larger correction in here for more downside. So I dare say we get another one up here for 1, 2, 3, and then possibly like the A, B, C. You could look to buy this. Yeah, there's no bearish divergence. There's sort of one in here. It's starting to get risky now, though. I would be looking at it as some sort of 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. If we got some sort of a flat in here and then a buy setup, I would be looking for the buy. But there's no real setup. It's more for the experienced trader because, like I said, we have to be very careful here. We got that impulse correction impulse. This low here broke this low here, so it can be a running or expanding flat. So it may finish here and it falls over. So it is quite difficult. Again, I'd be going down onto the lower time frames and looking for a trade. M15, we've got a bearish divergence, so if you got a break under this low here, well then a correction, then you could look for a sell. Yeah. Gold, sort of looking at that 1, 2, 3 in here, and then we get 1, 2, 3, and then we get 1, 2, 3 as a running or expanding flat before we get the larger A, B, C, getting up to that weekly target, that 123.6. Like I've been saying for a long time, it may even get up to this 161.8 on the weekly. The weekly wave Z targets. H4, it's messing around in here. This is more bearish to me. I'd be looking at some sort of A, B, C in here, and then A, B, C as a running or expanding flat before we get an A, B, C, before we get the upside, more upside. The problem is here on the H1, you can only really buy it unless you're looking for that flat, that the flat in here. It does look like it's may give you a bearish setup. If you get that, you could look for it wherever the 100 fib is in here. You'd want to be a break even because it may give you more upside. I would be more interested in the buy. If it gives a flat, well, it more than likely won't give me a buy setup in here to buy. But yeah, it's more bearish, I believe. There may be more upside in here, like you get 1, 2, 3 down in here, and then more upside for that A, B, C. And it may even go and break that top for an expanding flat, and then fall over. Yeah, so it is quite difficult. It's more for the experienced trader, this one, at this stage, but I can only buy it on the H1. Looking at silver, this, like I've been mentioning, we've got that WXY, X2, Z up. We had that bull hidden and we lost the bearish divergence. So just looking for a correction for more upside. But in saying that, this can be, on the weekly, we may get a Z down here. But I'm only really looking for a correction because we lost that bearish divergence. Or we didn't get any bearish divergence. There was a sell on this last week in here. it started to go and then it's gone back up again. So I would have really liked this, like for an A, B, C to go down and break that low, but it didn't. So now it's going to be more complicated because we're getting a break in here. On the H1, you can only buy this, and would be waiting. Even though we didn't get any bullish divergence in here, we got high here. I'd be looking for a buy setup, some sort of a correction in here, and look for another buy to go and at least break that top. Bitcoin on the daily. So this one here, we're only looking for that buy on the daily. WXY X2 a Z up. We're looking for that Z up. This is looking very choppy, so we're only looking for a buy for quite a while. It still may not be over. We got some sort of an A, B, C. This may turn into a running or expanding flat, but we got all the bullish divergence. So, I'm only looking for the buys. On the H1, you can only buy it as well. You'd be waiting for a correction in here on the lower time frames and then look for the buy. If this is an A, B, C as a flat, it'll give you a sell setup instead of a buy setup. So although I'm only really looking for buys, if I'm wrong, it won't give me a buy setup. It'll be more of a sell setup to sell. I mean, you could look for the sell as that A, B, C, the flat, for your A, B, C. But yeah, we're getting all the bullish divergence. I would only be looking for the buys. And it's you'd be looking at the weekly, daily target. 123.6 and the 161.8. S&P SPX rather. We got that A, B, C. We're up to that 100 fib now, that first target. We're getting all that bearish divergence. This bearish divergence, we may lose that, and we still can get up to that second target, that 161.8. So if I just show you that trade on TradingView, where I put this trade out, we're looking for that A, B, C. So this is where I put the trade out over here. And you can see that we got that wave up. So now, it gets risky trying to buy up here. The H4 played out pretty much how we're looking at it. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 as a larger correction, and then we got that 1, 2, 3 up to that 100 fib. So now, yeah, it's not. We're getting all the bearish divergence. So you may get a bull hidden in here for another one up, and it may keep on doing this for a while. But really, I'd be looking for a nice impulse down and a sell setup. But yeah, that's not happening yet, and it's quite risky to buy up here, and there is no sell setup at this stage. AU200, nothing's changed on the daily. We're looking at that A, B, C up to that 100 fib. This has been sitting in here for quite a while, quite a few weeks now, only looking for the buy, and it looks like it's finally broken out. So on the H4, I'm just forecasting for a C up, an A, B, C. You can really only buy this. We've got some sort of a WXY in here. You'd wait for an X2 and then look for the Z up. Definitely want to be break even at the break of that top. And ideally, it does get up to that 100 fib there. and it may do that. If I just go down to the H1, yeah, there's no bearish divergence on the H1 either. So you'd sort of be looking for a hidden divergence. So you can see in here, we're starting to get on the M15, we're starting to get a bullish hidden divergence in here. So I'd be looking for, a buy setup in here. Yeah, again, it's really important to learn correctly how to trade these hidden divergences. So if you want to do that, yeah, you'll have to join the group. The FTSE, this is very similar to AU 200, but like I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, the AU looks like the better trade. The FTSE, we're at the top, we're at the top of the market. We sort of got that A, B, C in here, and then an A, B, C. Would have liked this to come down a little bit further, but it never did. Then gave us that impulse up, and then it's correcting. The H4, yeah. See, last week we lost that divergence, so we're getting 1, 2, 3 up here. It's more of a sell to go and break this low in the correction, and then we get an A, B, C. So you could look for a sell on this. Yeah, even on the H1, we're getting bearish divergence here. So I would be more inclined to sell this. You'd be looking for a nice impulse down, a sell setup or correction, and then a sell setup to go and break that low. As per the H4, we don't have that bullish divergence on the H4. Looking at the DAX quickly, again, this one, I wouldn't be buying. It's kept on going, but I wouldn't be buying it. We get all this bearish divergence. It's only a matter of time before this falls over. H4, we're getting all the bearish divergence as well. It's gone and broken the top. I think last week we were looking for a buy in here to go and break that top. I said you have to be very careful, get it to break even when that top gets taken, because we more than likely get that bearish divergence. There's really not much to do on it. I mean, you could look at it as a WXY, X2, and a Z up. I wouldn't even be doing that because we've got bearish divergence in here. Risky to buy, in my opinion. So I hope you all enjoyed the weekly outlook. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.